Rolling on here, final half hour of the week. We gave the old man the week off. He had his most recent round of treatment, so he's feeling it today. He's doing all right, but he'll be back next week to deliver our Super Bowl picks. Yes, a week from now, all the mayhem will be ready to go. We'll have our prop bets, all that kind of good stuff. See if he can cap it off here. He's feeling it. He went 0-2 last week, and I told him that. He was picking with his heart last week because he picked Washington and Buffalo, and we know how that all played out. So licking his wounds a little bit. He'll be back with us next week, and we look forward to that. It's been a Bison offensive line heavy show, but I wanted to make sure we got this interview in that I did on Wednesday after the news that Randy Hedberg announced that he was retiring, and, of course, that press conference is coming up Monday at 1:30. We'll carry it live on WDAY Plus, Inforum.com. You can look for that with him and Bison head coach Tim Polasek. But there were so many different players to connect with, and we had Easton Stick on yesterday. If you missed that, go back and watch it. It was great. Easton had a couple of really, really good stories. So quarterback was definitely I wanted to obviously speak with there. Easton seemed like the slam dunk pick of their tight relationship. But then it's like, okay, we got to get a North Dakota guy on. And there are several to pick from, but one stood out to me, and that's Cordell Volson. And you'll hear in the interview when we play it here in a minute why that was obvious. First, the backstory on this, Tanner Volson was the guy. The Bison got him in their recruiting class, 14, I want to say, out of Balfour. Tanner, of course, went on, became a all-conference center. I believe he won the Remington Award as the top center in the country in FCS football. He got his shot in the NFL. But it wasn't long after Tanner committed that Hedberg told me, he said, yeah, he's pretty good. We believe his younger brother is even better. And that was Cordell. And at that time, Brett Vegan, who was the offensive coordinator at the University of Wyoming, was sniffing around to try to get him to go to Wyoming. And I'll never forget, Randy said, Cordell's playing basketball at the Lions All-Star game at the Fargo Civic. This is how long ago. Go watch. And I did, because I didn't have a chance to watch Cordell play high school football. And I watched him play basketball. I was like, this guy's going to play football? Because he was a dominant basketball player. And the rest is history, obviously. He arrived on campus in the fall of 2016. That was the last time I think he played basketball. He'll tell you that, Cordell, that July of 2016. But he got here, and the rest is history. You know, he bided his time those first 2 years and then got on the scene in 2018 and then never left the football field after that. He playing 65 games, starting 41, I believe, on his way to being a two-time All-American. And you'll hear exactly the reverence he has for Randy Hedberg. So our conversation with Cordell Volson of the Cincinnati Bengals.
I sent him a text earlier today when I found out, but I just can't thank the guy enough. You know, he took a chance on a 240-pound string bean out of Balfour, North Dakota. You know, and I'm forever in debt to him. It's just crazy to see what kind of influence he has on the guys that he interacts with. You know, I don't think there's a single person that can say a bad thing about Randy Hedberg. He's a true North Dakota legend. The state of North Dakota, you know, he embodies what the state is. You know, just an extremely smart, humble, hardworking person that just cares about getting the job done and getting the job done the right way. You know, I can't thank him enough for not only what he's done for me, but what he's done for my whole family. You know, he is an unbelievable man. And, you know, it's sad to see, but I'm fired up for him. I hope that retirement brings him nothing but happiness and peace. And, you know, there's no better man. There's no one more deserving of all of the things that he has achieved. And you know, I have a great relationship with him still to this day. And, you know, I'm so excited for for him and his family to now he gets some time to spend with his family and enjoy those memories. Because man, we've made a ton of them together, and I can't express how appreciative I am of him. I love him. I'm happy for him, and I wish him nothing but the best.
I remember him talking to me about you, saying, "Hey, we got Tanner. Younger brother might be better than Tanner is." That was, I mean, I think you had already committed and you were coming here. What being a small town Class B guy, you guys were tied together like that. How was that important? Was that important for you?
Absolutely. It's just, I mean, he's from Parshall, North Dakota. I remember when we were in high school, we played Parshall, and you'd go up there and shoot, this is the field that Randy Hedberg played on. And just how cool it was, a guy that you could look up to. And I think that's the most important thing. You look up to guys because of what they achieve, but I think the thing that you need to look up to is the way that they achieve them by doing the right things and being a good person and you can tell to this day that he hasn't lost those small town roots. He's a like I said earlier, North Dakota legend through and through, and it makes it even more special that he's a Class B guy.
How important was it to Cordell? He still traveled the state. Like he went to almost every high
Yeah,
school and connected with everybody in North Dakota.
absolutely. That's so important. That relationship aspect is so huge. I still talk to coaches, local high school coaches, and Coach Hedberg will just go and visit them, even if there's not someone there that he's looking to recruit for this class. But he just does such a great job of maintaining those relationships. That's something that he does so well. I don't think he's ever met a stranger. He's just he can relate to so many different people in so many different ways, and he does such a phenomenal job of maintaining those relationships. And yeah, I think it's everyone, like I said, everyone only says good things about him. Just local coaches around here. Hey, Coach Hedberg was here today. Like it's just so cool to hear the glow and the passion that they have in their voice when they talk about Coach Hedberg.
I asked Easton about this. Did you know he played? Like he played in the NFL? Like was that common knowledge before you got here?
It was, I mean, for me, maybe a little different just because he's a North Dakota guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I knew about that, and I loved listening to his stories.
Oh.
Just how he was pitching in baseball, and then he came or a scout came, NFL scout for the Bucks came and watched him pitch in baseball, and then that's kind of how that whole process went with him. And what a lot of people don't know is when he was at Minot State, after he was done playing, he went to Minot State to coach. And he was actually the head football coach, the head boys basketball coach, and the head baseball coach for a time. That's just, I mean, the level of knowledge you have to
Yeah.
have about athletics is just crazy. And then to be able to maintain all of those relationships along the way, God bless him for it.
For the North Dakota guys on the Bison football roster, how much does he mean to them?
Man, I think he means the world to everyone that is a North Dakota guy. Coach Hedberg does a phenomenal job of just getting into the weeds and finding the kids that are being overlooked or that are too small, that aren't developed yet. And he does a great job of seeing potential in them. And then once they get to NDSU, him and the staff just doing a phenomenal job of getting that potential out. I think that a lot of North Dakota kids are very, very in debt to him just because of the chance and the opportunity that he's given so many of us.
I know there's still a smile comes in his face when I ask him about you and Cody, both 9-man guys. I think the 9-man, there's it's still in him to this day. How much is that when you just that you mentioned off the top, the belief that without that, maybe you're not in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, It's so cool. Cody and I talk about it to this day, just about how when we were growing up, the only North Dakota guy that between Cody and I that we could really think of was Kleinsasser from Carrington. That was,
Yep.
a small town guy that was, and he didn't play 9-man football. He was, but Cody and I just talk about how cool it is that these kids now get the opportunity to see both Cody and I from small schools be able to play in the big leagues. So that's really cool that Coach Hedberg came in and gave a guy like Cody and I a chance.
That shot there with Volson and Mauk in it. That's great stuff. Cordell never ceases to knock it out of the park on any interview. Been that way for basically the last 3 years prior to him getting into the NFL. And I thought he said it best about what Hedberg means to the North Dakota guys, especially the small town guys. And there's not a high school coach that's come on our show from North Dakota that hasn't said, yeah, Randy was here. I look back to the most recent class on Walker Broughton from West Hope. We got the helmet behind us here. That he was there early and often. Make sure that Walker Broughton was going to be a Bison. And Walker's talked to us about that as well when the whole recruiting process started. And there were other schools, big schools, that were coming in. University of Minnesota was there in West Hope. And Hedberg made sure that guy was going to be a Bison, whether it be from Beach all the way to Hettinger to Wahpeton, you name it. He traversed the state. And that part might be the biggest thing that NDSU misses. The coaching knowledge is one thing, but being able to especially mine the talent in this state, and there's more coming. You've met them over the last couple of weeks of guys in the 26 and 27 classes that live in this state that are now getting from some high-profile attention. Randy never missed a guy. I mean, there are some that's, well, Bo Belquist, they didn't get, yeah, well, Randy was on that one with Bo for a long time. Ended up going to UND. It's not like they didn't try. It's good stuff there. Appreciate Cordell's time. We'll take our final break. We come back. We will wrap things up. We got a huge sports weekend on tap for us here on WDAY Extra. We'll get you ready for that, and we'll send you out the door. Hot Mike will wrap right after this on WDAY Extra, KSFL TV, KNBN in Rapid City, and Inforum.com after this.